God bless you, Facebook family and friends, YouTube family and friends. Amen. I'm just doing this video because I actually have gotten a few requests for the way that I've been tying my tie for a little while now. It was just something that I kind of came up with. So I'm going to do this tutorial on how to do it. And I hope it helps someone. Amen. I hope someone enjoys it. Please don't hesitate to send back messages and comments and what have you. And simply what it is that a lot of people tend to see it and automatically think that it is one single tie. It is actually two ties that I tie together. To do this process, you are going to need two ties. Generally, I'll pick two ties that have some type of similarity. As you can see, one is a solid colored teal tie with a paisley print in it. The other one is a cream tie that has cream, peach, and paisley inside of it. So I try to pick two ties that are in some kind of way related, or that there's some connection to the two ties. Simply what you're going to do is you're going to take your two ties, you're going to take the fat end, and you're going to bring it to approximately right at your belt level. The way I do this particular tie is I generally tend to pick one color to be the knot, and then I work the rest of it. For this particular one, I'm going to use the teal paisley print tie for the knot. So what I do is I take the three pieces that I'm not going to use and I hold them together, generally at the center portion of the neck where I want the knot at. And I take the part that I'm going to use for the knot, and what I do is I bring it under, around, excuse me, over and through. When you come through, you should actually be under the other three pieces of the tie, because what you're going to do at that point is you are going to pull it and bring it around, which is pretty much the basis or the foundation for what would normally look like a standard Windsor knot. And what you're going to do at that point is when you bring it around, you're going to bring it back up, over, and through. Pull it down, bring it around, up, over, and through the opposite way. And as you can see, it kind of looks like I'm kind of creating triangles around the main knot, which in actuality I am. Then what you do for the final set is you come up, over. So basically you've wrapped around the last time. This time what you're going to do is when you cross over, you're going to cross up over a little bit higher. You're going to bring it all the way around this way. Cross up a little bit higher. Then you're just going to tuck it back and through. Many people have given this knot several names. Some people call it the Eldridge knot. Some people call it the Vidalia knot. It's just a knot to me, and it's a knot that I like to do because you don't see many people in it. And basically that is the basic knot of the tie. Now the ruffle of the tie is normally just this simple. Basically what I do is I take the two ties and I line them up together and I pinch as though I'm attempting to make a ruffle. And as I pinch, I basically do this 2 or 3 times, which you'll see me do. Basically I just kind of start to separate the tie and then I make another pinch. Separate, well, So you have my 2 pinches there, lining up, same tie. Tie begins to separate. You see 2 different colors. Then generally what I do is I take a small safety pin and I pin those 2 ruffles. Looks more complicated than it is. So I'm fighting with the safety pin for some strange reason, but okay. So you have that ruffle. Generally after I start separating it, I try to be a little more creative by kind of switching it over as I go to the next set of ruffles. So the next set of ruffles will be the opposite of the first set, where it was the cream over the teal. Now it'll be the teal over the cream. Again, just insert a safety pin in order to keep the ruffle in its place. And depending on how you want to do it, some people like the ruffles tighter together. Some people like them looser. It is basically your preference, and it would all be determined by the size of safety pin that you use. And then my first ruffle came out, so let's get it back in. Again, like I said, this a lot of times it looks more complicated than it really is. After you've done it once or twice, it becomes so easy to do. I mean, I've done it so many times that I can literally grab 2 ties while I'm walking out of the house and do it in the car without even looking in the mirror, because I've done it so many times. But it's just my little, I guess you could say, my little style, I guess. Something that I just started doing, and people have become so interested in it. And it tends to look good with jackets, vests, jacket and vest combinations. It's something that is very unique. You will not see a lot of people doing it because some people don't have the patience. But for those that do, they tend to be very happy with the outcome. And of course, in order to tighten it, you actually tighten it by the fat end and not the loose end. I mean by the fat end and not by the thin end as you would a normal tie. You actually tie it by the actual tie itself, not by the skinny end. And for people like me, because I don't like my tie flapping around, what I tend to do is I tend to get it in the place that I want it at. And you can either use a tie pin if you have tie pins. I just tend to use a safety pin, partially because I feel like with the intricacy of the tie, you really don't want to throw anything else on it, because I think it stands out all by itself. I'm hoping that this video has answered some unanswered questions about my unique tie style, and hopefully it has helped someone to be able to make it. This is the completed product. And I hope you like it. Thanks and have a good night.